The beats, the flow, the rhythm. All movement starts from the streets. Streets A&R Podcast. I'm getting good at this fade without a fader, man.
That was a good
The
fade.
button fade.
That was really good.
Getting there. Don't laugh at me, man. I do this in real life. Stop playing with me. Man, good to be here, man. Fellas, what's up? Yeah,
Hey.
man. We here at the Streets A&R Podcast, man. It's your host, Giddy Jicky with it.
It's your other host, Johnny No Good.
And we back in the building, man.
Mm-hmm.
I even got some new albums on the wall.
Man, we had them same ones up for a while.
Yeah. See, what was originally supposed to happen was I'm supposed to switch them things out every week, but some shit just don't happen. So it be like that. Definitely got some new, brand new one too in the building, which you want story time real quick?
Man, story time with E.
Yeah, real quick. And I can't say too much, but so I was in Anaheim, California for a science conference. One thing I do on these conferences, I go find me some live music.
Okay.
I always go to a concert. I ended up finding two this time. But one, I was in there. I was looking on my app. Couldn't get into the Steve Lacy show. It was 2,200 16-year-old white people at that show, so I couldn't get in. So I was like, you know what, let me find something. I went in Bands in Town, little app I got, and went to, let me just hit R&B soul. I seen a group called Say She. I was like, I've seen them in Bandcamp a bunch. So I'm like, let me just go get the album, check them out. I like what I heard, and I was like, I'm getting a ticket. I was gonna get a ticket regardless, just to go. Got the ticket. So I go to the show. Three phenomenal women are the lead singers with their band. One is I can't remember exactly what nationality she is, Middle Eastern. One white and one black. And the white girl, you can tell, was classically trained. Could really sing. But the black girl had that soul. That woman had that real church soul belting voice. I was like, man, they just meshed so well. And got to talk to him after the show, man. And I was like, yo, I just bought y'all's album, but I wish I could get it signed, but I just ordered it yesterday and showed them the confirmation. Like, oh my God, thank you so much. And definitely got in contact with him. And I can't say too much, but we'll see him next year.
Okay.
Tight.
That's all I can say is we'll see him next year.
Yeah. Man,
So
shout out.
shout out to, if y'all don't get a chance, if you like disco-esque, it's like disco mixed with funk style. They are great live. Say She.
Say she. Okay.
SAYSHE. And it's good because I like seeing bands, which kind of leads us today to our special guest, man. This is somebody, and this is a piece of a band. This is somebody here who I got to see live when I was probably my first year living in Nebraska. And I don't remember where on whose show, but I almost think it was at Reverb. I almost think, and it might have
That
been
sounds
with,
right.
it might have been with CJ
Yeah.
early on. This is, when I get here? 2014, 15, something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, they are super dope. Actually, the first time I saw you was in Lincoln
Where?
at the Bourbon. You opened up for somebody. I don't remember who, but it was at the Bourbon.
Was it the internet? Did we open for the
I
internet?
think it might have been the internet.
That was so fun.
Yeah. So I was like, I got to figure out who this is. Found out what the band name was. Followed them ever since. Truly enjoy the music. I try to go to every show that I can make it to. I go to with them performing, and we'll get into some of the people they have worked with and opened up for. So love them so much. They performed at my wedding reception,
We did.
and everybody loved them. Had it rocking. Definitely gave us a special touch to our reception. So not some cheesy cover band.
No, we don't do that.
No. The only song, they only cover like a couple songs, and
Good
it's
stuff. Good stuff.
but the good shit. So We have today with us lead singer in the band Mesonjixx, Mary.
Whoa! There's a crowd in here out of nowhere.
And coming from a live studio audience of 2.
It's perfect.
Man. So Mary, man, it's glad to have you in here in this space.
Thank you.
I just want you to first just introduce yourself, your band, and kind of what it is that you do for the world.
Thank
Musically,
you.
I know we do a lot. So
I do a lot. Well, thank you for having me, Eric and Johnny. It's nice to meet you, Johnny. I've heard a lot about this show, this podcast, and have seen the guests that you've had on, and so I feel very honored to be here. So thank you for sharing the opportunity.
welcome.
It's always nice to have space to talk about what I love doing, and Mesonjixx is one of the main things in my life that I love doing. So my name's Mary. I'm a woman, a Black woman. I'm a femme. I identify as queer. I live in Omaha, and I've been here for the last 4 years. Spent some time in Kansas City, and before moving to Omaha in 2018, I was in Lincoln, Nebraska, which is where Mesonjixx got its start. I'll just give like a brief overview or like background. So I was living in Chicago for 4 years, and when I was there, I started singing with this eclectic jazz group called Every People Workshop. And it was a collective of artists, like interdisciplinary artists in different mediums and disciplines. And of that collective, there was a group called Every People Song. And I started singing the songs that at the time were written by the drummer. His name's Michael Patrick Avery, and he's a really incredible drummer, artist, filmmaker, does a lot of great work. And he invited me in 2014, and so I was singing with them for the 4 years that I lived there in Chicago, and that's where I really got my introduction to jazz and started studying jazz music a lot more just by listening, and started writing like the last 2 years that I lived there. And then when I decided to move back to Nebraska, I really wanted to continue that practice and started writing music on my own on a piano. And then I was like, okay, this needs more sound. It needs to be fuller. And so I met Kelly Dawes, who was the first drummer in my band. And he introduced me to a keyboardist and really incredible producer, musician named Nick Brown, who played keys for me for the first couple of shows that I played, maybe one, like the debut in Lincoln, Nebraska. And at the time, I was playing with Lee Lorberg, who's a guitar player. So I've had many iterations of lineups for bands, but the lineup that I've been playing with this year has been the most consistent. And that lineup features Miles Jesnowski on the guitar, Nate Assad on the keys, Jacob Sorensen on the bass, and I've been playing with Kelly Dawes, my original drummer, and who else on drums? Jonathan Sanders, who's Omaha, from Omaha, based in Omaha, and who else? David Hawkins. So, yeah, that's the long and short of it. And we've been playing pretty consistently in Lincoln and Omaha over the last 6-7 years, like duo sets, trio sets, my full band. I've been playing solo. Yeah, it's been a journey.
Mm-hmm. So when you talk about the band, I guess my first question about the band, what would you describe the sound of your band as now?
Like now, or how we started out?
how you started and what it is now. What if you had to categorize it or describe it, what would it be?
We are definitely influenced by jazz sounds. Nate Assad and Jacob Sorensen and Jonathan Sanders all have a gospel church background. So they bring that experience and that skill set. So yeah, I would say jazz, gospel, folk, experimental. Like we're getting a lot more playful live, like getting more comfortable with improvising live, and that feels really good and new and interesting and a challenge. And I need a challenge to stay interested in things sometimes, and so that feels good. So yeah, jazz, soul, gospel, folk, experimental, improv, play. Yeah.
Got you. And yeah, because I can't really categorize it, which is not a bad thing. Just throw them in the category for the DSPs, but
DSPs,
digital streaming platforms.
Oh yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah. So where your music is at,
I have no idea what these terms are.
Where people can listen to it.
Thank you. Yes.
We the Streets A&R. We got you. Some of the terms.
Thank you.
So with your band, and I think you've mentioned how it started, the people who were in it, how it started, and then from now, what are some of the, how is it dealing with the, it's really dealing with life, because people have life. So somebody may move for a job. How is it dealing with the motion in not necessarily knowing if you're going to have a set band, and how have you been able to roll with the changes and what that's taught you in life?
Ooh, that's a great question. Yeah, I think just speaking straight to your question from my experience, and yeah, just what has happened in my life within the last year. So I moved to Kansas City for a job last year, and I was like, this is great. And that felt really like a good decision for me at the time. And was considering the fact that I would be, like 3 hours away from bandmates and partner and family. And still felt like it was a good decision. I think for me, I'm always considering, distance with everyone that I love and care about and the projects that are fulfilling. And so I wouldn't make a drastic move like to Paris tomorrow unless everything like lined up like beautifully. But I would, still want to give everyone a heads up. And I mean, my ideal is that wherever I go, like the music will come with me, and I'll be in a situation where I can continue collaborating with everyone that I currently am, because they all mean a lot to me and I value what they bring to my life. So I believe that wherever I go, the right band will be there, and hopefully it's everyone that I'm playing with right now, because I love everybody that I play with right now. And they're so good, and we've been doing it for a while, and yeah, you kind of want to stick with what feels good and what continues to like generate like new energy and like feels like it's evolving.
Got you.
Yeah.
Because I can go for days on questions. I got so many. One thing that I love hearing the music. Like you said, I bought your stuff. I probably put a $2 tip in there or something. I like the tip. Shout out to Bandcamp. We ain't said that in a while. Shout out to Bandcamp.
Shout out to Bandcamp. Now, hey, remember originally that was the thing that got us.
Oh yeah.
Bandcamp
Almost got us nipped.
Almost got a Bandcamp.
Got you nip for what?
because we
Oh no.
I can't say what I want to say because I'll be
Okay.
trying to keep us streaming everywhere.
Yes.
I ain't that
Heard.
bold yet. We're getting there though.
Heard.
But damn, forgot what I was gonna ask. Oh, well, yeah. So with your, like I was saying, like I love live instrumentation. I love live music. While I know a lot of people have their inspirations, or people that they grew up listening to,
Yeah.
or who they idolize, or who their parents did, that kind of set them in motion. Do you have anybody that's a contemporary, that's current, that helps to kind of inspire you or helps to broaden your horizon on what you think you and your band could make? Do you have any contemporaries that you listen to or look towards that I'm like, man, that just, even if it's just giving an idea?
Oh yeah. There are so many. Can I give you my top 5?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. I've been listening to a lot of artists who are based in Brooklyn right now. One is Kia, and she's a producer, composer, arranger, songwriter. Really incredible. And I love what she does, like compositionally, in her performance, and how she communicates her art through her music. Who else? Contour, who's also in Brooklyn, really incredible producer, composer. Juana Molina, she's a singer-songwriter from Argentina, really incredible arranger. There's 3. Who else? Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of instrumentals lately. Like every day, I would say just about every day leading up to today, I've played Alice Coltrane. Just to start the day, to like get through the day, to maybe even end the day. It's such like centering, grounding music, and it's been really helpful for me. Who else? One more. Nick Hakim, another Brooklyn. Jeez Louise. Have you listened to his new album?
I haven't, because it's very experimental.
It is. It goes there. It's like a whole other self, you know? It's interesting.
But I definitely know it's on my list. I think I have it saved in my wish list right now.
Cool.
But yeah, definitely want to check it out. Because it's funny. Like I like to, not to necessarily compare, but to see, I could see like trajectories of where I feel like people with talent, where they can go.
Yeah.
So I really liken you all to like the group Salt.
Oof. Wow.
I really liken you all to the group
That's a huge
Salt.
compliment. Thank you. They're incredible.
Yeah, and just it's like that. I get the same feeling listening to you that I do listening to them, and how they shapeshift from song to album, just and trying new things and new influences to where you can't pinpoint them.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And
Thank
Cleo is
you.
that girl, and you that girl too. So
God, that voice. Thank you. That's a huge compliment. I just got like 5 of their albums. Did you see that they?
oh yeah, I went the free
Offer.
route, man. I was gonna figure out the code, but somebody posted it, so I started.
Somebody posted the code.
Oh yeah, I started posting the
did.
code. We're trying to help them out. Listen,
I mean, that's true, but like,
it's the share. It's the share.
I know I didn't cheat, but somebody sent me the code, and I was like, okay, thank you. Don't need to try.
But yeah, I think like even that in itself, to drop 5 albums at once
Yeah.
for 5 days.
It's amazing.
You just figure out the code to get them to unlock the folder and to have, again, 5 different sounds. And if you follow them, you could kind of know where a few of the sounds are going.
Yeah.
If you follow them and have their records, like I could tell you, I knew the kind of sound 11 was going to go to
Yeah.
based off of the rest of the numbers. I knew where Earth was going to go to if you've listened to the rest of the Element albums.
Okay.
You know, listen to Air and things like that. And even Untitled, you know, so it's you kind of get a feel. The other two are surprise. Surprise.
Yeah, they were all really great. And I feel like a lot of the artists you asked about contemporaries, a lot of the contemporaries that I listen to are like showing their versatility in their discographies. Like it's not just like this one track, one sound. It's like, look, I can do this and I experiment with this. And this is also like a familiar sound. So I'm going to throw this in for like our audience, whatever listeners. But it's like constantly evolving and growing. And yeah, I appreciate that.
And I'm gonna just stay on the topic of experimental. So one of the shows that I got to catch of yours was at the Slowdown, and you all had a really, really, really huge opening for Kamasi Washington.
Man,
And that was,
yikes.
and if I'm not mistaken, that was one of your experimental sets.
Yeah,
And
it was.
to the point where Kamasi came out,
Yeah.
was watching like
Yeah.
y'all were jamming. Can you tell me what it was like and the feel you got from being able, one, to open up for such a legend, and then two, how you felt in the moment of trying out that music and doing it the way that you did it, how that even process came about to create like that?
Wow, Eric, that's a great question. I'm glad you were there and like got to experience that with us because, yeah, that was, I don't even remember. Well, I know. So my intention around sharing that set was that that was 2020 and the year prior. So like most of 2019, I was playing with my trio, which was at the time Nate Assad and John Evans on the drums. Oh my God, I didn't mention John when I was talking about drummers, but John Evans has been with me for a while too, and he's from Omaha, now lives in Florida. He's really incredible, has a jazz background as a drummer, identifies as a sound artist, like producers, super experimental, just like all like just art. And so yeah, when I was contacted about the show, I was so freaked out because I had no idea that it would like get confirmed, and was really grateful and just like shocked and excited and lots of different feelings, and felt confident about the trio set. And even though it was like experimental and new, it felt right. And so yeah, when I got hit up about the show and that Kamasi Washington was open to a local opener, which isn't common because a lot of national acts, international acts aren't, I mean, they usually bring their opener with them. And so this was a big surprise and a big accomplishment to have Kamasi and his team be okay and like supportive of us opening. And so yeah, it felt great. And the moment that he walked out and stood on the side of the stage was so wild. And I don't know if Nate and John noticed because they were like, I don't know where they were positioned on the stage, and I was kind of like moving about. And so I had a different view than they might have. But we definitely talked about it afterwards, and I was just like, you guys, like he came out when we were playing and he just like stood there and listened and wasn't like, yeah, it was just such an honor. And he has such a presence. It's like, how could you miss that presence walking out? Just very like, how would I describe it? Just like a very light, like big light type of energy. And so, yeah, I was very, very real and amazing. Yeah. And one of those shows you have to look back on every now and again when things get a little like, oh, should I be doing this? Those are reassuring moments for sure.
Yeah, man. Like, I was like, man, they got the Eartha Kitt in the background. I'm like,
That's right.
Yeah. I remember the show. I'm trying to tell you, I was like, dang, they brought something else. Brought something else out.
Yeah, we were sampling. I think so. That's something I didn't mention. So in 2019, I started playing with a 404 sampler that Nate Assad gave to me, and Nate was in a really incredible hip hop duo called Both, who's from Omaha, features Skyrie. They're incredible. But yeah, Nate had a 404 that he played during their sets, during their live performances, and he wasn't using it. And he was like, Mary, you should try this out. And I was like, oh, that would be so fun to just try something. Because I mean, I love singing and I love like my vocals being my main instrument. But I also love playing keys every now and again. And I also love using this sampler to put effects on my voice and just kind of play a lot more. And so yeah, in 2019 is when I started playing with the 404 and haven't put it down since. And the Eartha Kitt reference is I have these samples on the 404, and you'll hear voices of my favorite Black feminist visionaries, authors, Audre Lorde, Eartha Kitt, Nina Simone, and Angela Davis. And I've been playing with other voices that really hold me, like my mom's, and I've been incorporating like voice recordings of her and I in conversation. So yeah, I'm glad that you noticed that, because it's a new part of my practice that I really want to continue to flesh out and develop.
It definitely, it was one of those. I was like, it drew them out. So I already knew. I was like, yo, they are jamming and y'all commanded the attention of the entire audience. And you don't see that often. I've only seen that from a few people, but to command, like y'all were like the act, and people stopped at the bar. And so, it's one of those affirming, I'm supposed to be here. And I think the nervousness just means that a lot of times that you're actually ready for the task. You just understand the weight of it. So it's not bad to be nervous.
I love that.
So y'all definitely channeled that and made it into what you made it into.
Thank you.
I almost wish that was the live recording. Like that would have, that was crazy. But it almost is better that it's not. So now it's just folklore.
Just out there.
Yeah.
In the ether.
You got some?
Oh yeah, definitely. Unlike E, I haven't, been following your path for a long time for these past couple years. I was first introduced to you at his wedding, as already mentioned. Who are you, and how did you get into music and creativity? I can tell you got a lot of other aspects to you. So who are you?
My name's Mary. I am an artist and a collaborator. I am a Black woman with Native and Indigenous South Pacific roots, and my dad is from Ozark, Alabama, and my mom is from Honolulu, Hawaii. And so I'm a mixed brown-skinned Black woman. I feel more aware of my Blackness, more so than my South Pacific heritage, because I haven't gone to Hawaii. I'm not as in touch with like my mom's side of the family. But I feel like all of that runs through me too. It's just going to take some time to like do all of that genealogy study and all of those things that I'm interested in, but I haven't made time for. So yeah, I'm an artist and collaborator, and that's how I identify ethnically, racially, Black, woman, Midwesterner. I use collaborator because I really love organizing in the community, and to me, that looks a lot like putting together like performances that are also in collaboration with like some type of educational element.
Okay.
For example, this last Friday, a couple Fridays ago, I did a Kickstart event for a project that I got funding for from the Union for Contemporary Art here in Omaha. I was one of 6 Populous Fund grantees and got funding for a project that I proposed to them for that grant, and it started on Friday, November 4th, and the project is called Everyday Performances, and it's a series of 4 performances where we spotlight the work of local artists along with advocacy groups, and the topics of focus for each event are housing rights, sex education and reproductive rights, artist rights, and mobility justice. And we'll be having one event through February. So yeah, the first one was in this month, and then the next one will be a Friday in December, one in January, and the last one in February.
That's super dope. I can tell, like, as a creative, like, that's more of where you're excited.
Yeah.
How are you working to do more of curation and collaboration to, like, create the events that you want to do? Because it seems like you're experimenting with sound.
Yeah.
Are you experimenting with curation?
Yeah. I'm trying to gather as much information about curation, and like also realizing as I'm gathering information and doing my own like independent study of what curating is and what organizing is, I'm also learning like a lot of what is required to do that work like in a holistic way, in a healthy way, is to also manage like my needs and my wants, and like not like prioritizing anyone else's over mine. So it's like I'm learning that in order to do community work or any type of social practice work, social justice work, I have to really fill up my cup so that I'm offering something from a whole place, and a place within me that is like aligned with abundance, so that I'm not giving from an empty place or like a place of lack or desperation, because I'm learning that that's not sustainable, and it's not as fulfilling or healthy to do it otherwise, you know?
Yeah, and this will be my last question before I pass it back to E.
Okay.
What are some tips that you would give to other creatives as far as to do what you're talking about, as far as making sure you're prioritizing self-care and, you know, self-wellness?
These are great questions, Johnny. Thank you.
Thank you.
I would say to fellow creatives and artists to spend time alone, because you have to. It's like, you really have to, as like scary as it might be, and as unattractive as it may seem to popular few, like you need to spend time alone so that you know what you want and what you need. And it takes time because we're always changing, and there's just so much noise, and it's hard not to get influenced by everything that you see and are consuming on a day-to-day. But if you can carve out some time to be alone and just to be with your thoughts and feelings and your own visions, because you design your life, and I'm learning that, and am reminded of that every day, that, yeah, I'm the creator of my life, and yeah, what do I want of it? So that time is necessary.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Sometimes we just ask like questions that's beyond the, the surface a little bit.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
And this one probably along the same lines. With the music that you made and just hearing some of the topics that you've discussed and seeing that the projects that you're working with curation, why do you find it important to blend your worlds when it comes to things you're passionate about and the gift you have with the music and the curation? So you're very passionate about certain topics, and just speak on that. Like, why is it important to you to be able to speak up and speak out and being creative to where people want to digest it, both in curation and music?
Yes. I'll just use this quote that I found through Zora's Daughters. They're a podcast. I don't know if you're familiar with Zora's Daughters. Yeah, they're great. It's hosted by Brendan and, what was her name? I can't remember the other host name right now, but Brendan is one. And they are two Black women in anthropology, both in a PhD program. So they are assessing, evaluating, critiquing popular culture through a Black feminist lens. And so much of what they share on their podcast is informational, leads to more questions. And it helps me see the world for what it is. And just continue questioning and staying aware. What was I going to say? So on their podcast, I used one of their episodes to help me prepare for the first Everyday Performance event, where we covered housing justice, and we were in programming partnership with Front Porch Investments, and they bring awareness to all of the housing injustices in Omaha, and are working to bring awareness to the fact that housing rights are a human right. And so they were there at the event, and so we were like on a large scale learning about Front Porch Investments. But I also wanted to go deeper with like what housing is, or just share a deeper question. And the question that I shared with the artists and the audience that was there was, what does home look and feel like to you? And Zora's Daughters have an episode where they talk about homemaking, and they're using study by Bell Hooks and writing by Bell Hooks and other really great, brilliant Black authors. And so homemaking and placemaking was something that I brought up at the top of that event. Sorry, I lost track of my thoughts. 1 second. So the quote that I wanted to share that pulls together like why I'm interested in merging my worlds as an artist and an organizer and collaborator is this quote by June Jordan, where she talks about her role as a poet. And she said, and I'm paraphrasing here, something that Audre Lorde said when she was quoting June Jordan, this specific quote, and it's, "My role as a poet is to make the revolution irresistible." And I feel like I think artists and creatives make the revolution irresistible. And so why not hold space for all of it together at once? That was a long-winded answer, but
It was a necessary winded answer. The wind needed to blow.
yes.
Fire.
Man.
Yeah, no, it's fire. I only laugh because I think we was mentioning bell hooks last week. I just found All About Love, and I'm only on chapter I think 1 or 2. But yeah, I didn't shift in my whole mindset. I was ready for love and all this stuff. I said, oh no, I ain't ready yet. Okay, yeah, let me get some more learning. So, that's why I laughed.
Really?
When you mentioned bell hooks. So yeah, this is dope.
I feel you. That book did that to me too. I was like, I don't know if the love that I learned or was conditioned to believe was love is actually love. I have a lot of questions now. So,
and it made me realize with a new definition that I love a lot of people.
Yes. That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's crazy because we even brought that up in
That's power right there.
our men's mental health group. Had a good dialogue, and I had to stand on my square a little bit, but I'm like challenging like the thoughts. So I don't know if I'm in line with bell hooks, but I was like, no, I gotta get what we think is love, what we're taught is love. It isn't is mainly possession. Is primarily possession.
Yes.
And what you always say of what have you done for me?
What do I always say?
You got to get the quote now. Now you want to forget story time.
Yeah, man. Sometimes I be forgetting. I be in the flow.
You do be in the flow.
I be in the flow. It's
I love you. You.
Oh yeah, I said you don't actually. Do you love them or do you love what they do for you? And do is not just the everyday task, like how they make you feel.
Right.
Do they fill that void of emptiness? Like, do you love them? Meaning, in a sense, to love someone is to love everything that they bring, not the potential.
Right.
So understanding like this is who they are, this is who I am. Is this what you love, or are you searching for something outside of myself? And if you can truly love them for exactly who they are, then the potential is nothing but a bonus if they can get to it. But even if they don't, it's still there. And to love is to for me to have ultimate well wishes on you living the best life you can with or without me.
Right.
That's love. When I say true, like you can't jade me if I love you. I can never be jaded at you. I can never be truly upset about your decisions in regards to me if I love you. Because I'm always going to want what's best for you, and that's even taking accountability and recognize I might not be what's best for your growth, your development, and for you to be able to maneuver the world. So that's how I was explaining true love. And I'm like, most of us didn't love none of our partners, and then, and even explaining that as somebody who's married now, having to put my partner through that in real time and tell her like, no, I love this other woman. I love her. Don't mean I want to be with her, but you have to understand she's connected.
Yeah.
And I don't know what else to tell you.
Right.
Like, so I can't do anything about it. Because I chose to love her the same way I chose to love you. And love don't fade. I just might be in a different phase in my life where I need to be nurturing you and she doesn't need my nurturing. You know what I'm saying?
That's super, super mature and enlightened perspective. I think, on your thoughts around like possession, I think and I was talking to a friend last night about how interested I am in like deconstructing the word ownership and like really finding, just like our history with it as Black people, but also just like socially, culturally, like what ownership has been for relationships. Like, I mean, possession and ownership, I think kind of like are in the same line, but yeah, it's so strange. I love this conversation around like loving a lot of people. Like I feel like that's liberation to like know that and to accept that and to allow other people to do the same. Because we all deserve love,
I used to try to simplify for people. I was like, do you love your mother? Yes. You love your father? Yes. You love multiple people.
Yeah.
So why are you changing the definition when it comes to romance?
Right.
Because that's not
Romance.
love. Romance and love
Damn
are
it.
different. So it's like, y'all got to understand these things are,
True.
that's like sexuality versus sensuality, right? Those are, a lot of times they're together, but they are mutually exclusive.
That's right.
Like even sex and sexuality are different.
They are.
So it's growing in those understandings, and you know, I learned through experience, you know, more than anything. I just actually try to look back on my life and reflect
Yeah.
to see what it really was, and can always come to you and tell you what it was, what it is, or what it was. And that's, most people are scared of that, but you know, it's one of the reasons why I stay sober. I stay in the moment. I stay active
Right.
in my thoughts. So I try my best not to run from shit. So, and being sober will keep your ass from running, because you got to
It
deal.
truly does. I'm not ready for that phase yet. Let me stay out
She
here.
said, "Look, give me my wine."
Where's my wine?
Man.
Yeah.
Is there I was just gonna ask, is there anything else that you would like to share on this platform, whether about you, your band, or just anything you want to share or ask us, or just have some discourse about?
Yeah. What are you listening to right now, both of you? What's heavy in rotation?
You want to go
I'll
first,
let you
John?
go first.
My rotation be crazy. So I'm gonna be real. I sent my brother Johnny a song the other day, and it's been I was revisiting it again today, and I quoted it today on Facebook. It's called "Do Better" by Ab-Soul.
Okay.
An extreme, you know, introspective song. Ab-Soul is the artist on TDE.
Yes.
He's, you know, he kind of shy. He stays away till he comes out, and
Yeah.
he came out with a very heavy song about, you know, talking to himself and the things that he's had to deal with internally, and kind of expressing that, you know, to the point where he's even crying on the music video that he shot. Or he couldn't hold it even because it's part interview on there. And that's been weighing on me, just even watching the symbolism within the video. Had me contemplating speaking at our event that we got. Because I don't talk a lot. I talk a lot.
Yeah.
I don't share a lot of my actual thoughts, because me personally, I don't think there's really a place. And this is something I was just thinking earlier today. There's no place in general for an actual black man to say his piece without getting interrupted. Without somebody chopping it or dissecting it to a point where they don't want to understand you. So there's just, it don't exist. Because as soon as there's a point of contention, we get belittled, scrutinized to the point where you don't want to comprehend what we're trying to say.
Right.
And for somebody like me who I like to reflect and think a lot,
Yeah.
I might share, and I might be like, fuck it, I'm sorry, Johnny. I just got some shit I got to say.
Oh, no, you can speak
And,
your piece.
and
Truly.
so that song, and just that song, like, I'm excited for, you know, I'm pretty sure he's bringing an album, but I just want to know, because I've seen where he's went on different projects, but I want to see where this one goes. And it's something needed, you know. Kendrick was on the same wave of, you know, he was more assessing the people. Well, actually, no, he was sharing all the things he's dealt with,
Yeah.
while Soul is sharing all the things he's dealing with. So it feels more in the moment right now. So that, I was listening to Salt, and then, ain't gonna lie, man, I was listening to Drake in 21. Had to see why everybody was upset.
Okay.
I was like, okay, why is everybody? Oh my gosh, y'all, this hip hop, and yeah, that might be one of the things I share. Like, we got to calm down on some things. But then, because I don't even buy Drake albums, I'm not gonna lie. Like,
No.
this is I guess the third Drake album I've ever bought, and the other one was his damn EDM album. So
Which one was that?
the one that just came out, honestly, never mind.
Okay.
Came out this summer. But I'm trying to think. Like I'll be all over the place. I've been listening to more of the kind of soul section of in my phone.
Nice.
A lot of more of the soul.
Is that a seasonal thing for you?
No, it's I go day by day. Sometimes waking up, sometimes scroll like oh shit, I'm finna just vibe to this. I'm just in this. I only be in the. I'm like I'm gonna listen to this. I'm gonna be in this. You know, Leon Bridges, a lot of Texas Sun. Just a lot of shit, man. I consume a lot of tunes, but I know what I kind of always go back to. So I get in my hottest coyote bag and I kind of sit there sometimes.
So good.
And I was listening to Moonchild earlier today, actually. So getting in my Moonchild bag.
That's what's up.
So yeah, that's what I'm listening to.
Yeah, shout out to E. You know, he definitely got me back out here listening to some different music again.
Nice.
Right now, you know, shout out to my boy Lipo. We definitely listening to Chicken Little. That's going hard. You know, the quote on there is going crazy right now. And it just is divine timing. Outside of that, man, shout out to my boy Montel Fish, man. He just dropped this little alternative project the other day. Let me see. I think it's called Her Love Still Hunts Me Like a Ghost, or Hunts Me Like a Ghost Still. Got like 2 or 3, 4 tracks on there in a row I really like. Pretend Lovers. It's just something about that. It's like a grungy alternative feel. You know, it's just something about it. I was vibing out riding the other day. It hit right. So, you know, yeah. And outside of that, we be all over the place a little bit. So
yeah. And I forgot it's two more. I ain't gonna lie, Westside Gun, his intro on 10, since everybody all sensitive now, so we can't say the real title, but on 10. That's why he took the real title off.
Okay.
Because of the current climate.
Okay.
But that intro had me dying on there just because it's people I know who really speak like that using in our African American community who use very big words and are eloquent and actually know what they're saying. So that intro just did it for me. I was like, yo, this is. And then honestly, you know, listening, because by the time, I can say it now, listening to Yada Man.
Man, listen. Yes.
Yada Man from here.
Man.
Yes, sir. It's gonna come out later, so you'll be able to hear it by the time this come out. But Jacket Weather, perfect for this season.
Man.
Perfect for the current climate because it is cold outside.
Yes.
In many ways.
Many ways.
And I don't even go down that road, so I'm gonna say that for my speaking on Wednesday. But yeah, man, Yada Man has something, and he has something. So it was good to hear somebody even from here who's going to, for me, that literally is gonna make some noise nationally. I feel that.
Tight.
Like I feel that. Like that's a top notch project. No cap, no bullshit.
No,
like,
just because he here, none of that. Like, you know, and that's the great thing about having artists like yourself on this platform and expose different people to y'all. Y'all literally have a gift and a talent. I understand how vulnerable it is to create. And the state of vulnerability, you know, is the reason why I walked away from music. I lost the love. So I know what you deal with. I know what people like y'all to deal with. I know what people like LP deal with. So we just thank y'all for continuing to create the music that pushes the culture forward.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Man, we gotta sit and just have other conversations.
Yes, I would love that. This has been lovely. Yeah.
So real quick, where can they find you?
Yeah.
The band and the music.
I have an Instagram page that I manage. You'll see a lot of my face because why not? So Instagram, and I have a website. The live album that we just recorded at Culture House last November is on Bandcamp. We have some live music videos and a music video for a session from 2017 on YouTube. I'm also looking to try and finish up a collaboration that started in 2018 with hip hop producer Odyssey. And that project started in 2018, and it was just a bunch of demo tracks that I am hoping to finish at least one of before the end of, well, not the end of the year because it's December tomorrow. But next year, hopefully one of those tracks will be out like completely done. And I'm working on, a forthcoming album that I hope to have out next year. The plan is to play a lot more, well, as much as we can around our work schedules, because we all work outside of performances. So yeah, it'll be like spring and summer and fall, hopefully, that we're traveling and playing some new cities.
That's fire. That's fire.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's fire.
Real quick, I got some business. Spell out your @ for the Instagram and stuff so
Yeah,
people can find you.
I got you.
Our listeners.
Yes. So Instagram, Mesonjixx, and it's spelled Mesonjixx. And on Instagram, it's Mesonjixx, because I've had like 3 different accounts under that name, and this was the only one that was available.
So when she loses, she just adds Mesonjixx on the end, another one.
Yep. I gotta just like jumpstart a whole new page. But yeah, that's where I'm at there. Facebook to Twitter. Twitter is I don't know how to do Twitter. I only post pictures of me eating my favorite baked goods. That's what you'll see there. And I encourage you to come to the next Everyday performance event in December, and I'll have details on my Instagram page about that. So
Gotcha. And
yeah.
you sparked another question. So
Yes.
No.
Oh, I was like, you ain't like, don't do it.
Oh, we talking about this off camera. We ain't giving up ideas for free out here.
No, I was gonna ask, you said you working with Odyssey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know they're coming.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he's coming in December, and I've already reached out to him and Waiting Room to see if he needs a local opener, and haven't gotten anything back yet.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's always like what I've learned as a local artist is just, keep your eyes on the bigger venues, and if there are national acts or international acts that you really want to get your music in front of, reach out to the people that are booking and see if they will take a local artist to support them. So hopefully we get to open for him, but I don't think I'll be able to anyway because I'll be in Kansas City for work. So go to the show because he's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, man. I love this convo.
Yes,
this
sir.
is great.
This was dope. Yeah.
So, man, we going to go ahead and get out of here. Mary, we appreciate you. We thank you for your vulnerability.
Thank you.
Your ability to inspire your creativeness and wanting to continue to be creative and not be stuck is definitely not missed on the ears and the eyes. So we appreciate it and can't wait to look forward to what you all do, and you all drop y'all 5 album for pay though. For pay, we gotta get y'all paid.
Yeah, we gotta get paid. Thank you.
Yeah, man, we appreciate it, man. Streets A&R, you know where you can find us. We on everything but Apple. That's Streets A&R on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and it's supposed to be there on YouTube as well. So I saved it. I was just like, they better activate that bad boy. Stop playing with us, YouTube. Appreciate y'all, YouTube.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's your host, Giddy Jicky with it.
It's your other host, Johnny No Good.
And we out of here.
Peace.
Thank you.
The beats, the flow, the rhythm. All movement starts from the streets. Streets A&R Podcast.